Every so often, I'll tell a non-snake keeping friend of ours about something cute or idiosyncratic that one of our snakes has done, something that I think illustrates their particular personality. For example, I might say, oh, Carney, he's so inquisitive, he did such and such, or Lulu, she's so cantankerous, she did whatever. And in the nanosecond or so before my friend's eyes glaze over and they stop listening altogether, I feel like I can see them thinking, snakes don't have personalities, you're just seeing what you want to see. Well, snakes do have personalities, and today I'm going to talk to you about the personality of our boy Sonny here. In preparation for this video, and as a kind of reality check, I conducted a little experiment. First, I wrote down the 3 adjectives which I feel best describe Sonny's personality, which are sweet, smart, and shy. I then asked my wife to tell me the 3 adjectives which she felt best describe Sonny, in the hope that her answers would be the same as mine. Her answers were as follows, and we're accepting synonyms here since this isn't a mind-reading experiment. Answer number 1.
Shy.
Yes! Answer number 2.
Hungry.
A bit disappointing, and hungry isn't really a personality adjective, but I should have been clearer in the instructions. Answer number 3.
Careful.
Okay, so careful isn't really a synonym of smart, but in this particular context, they're pretty close. Anyway, I'm going to tell you why I think my 3 adjectives apply. I got Lulu out to keep me company for this next bit because being shy, Sonny doesn't like to be out for too long at a time, so I filmed the end of the video with him, and you'll see him again at the end, but I've now popped him back in his viv. So, how do you identify sweetness in a snake? We say a human being is sweet when they remember our birthday or when they send us a WhatsApp message to wish us luck the day before an important job interview. But with snakes, it's a bit different. To some extent, it's about them not doing things which definitely aren't sweet. Like, for example, Sonny, if we disturb him when he'd rather be left alone, he doesn't go as Lulu might if she's in shed or if we've woken her up in the middle of a bad dream or something. Sonny's never struck at us defensively, and although he did bite me once, it was clearly because he was expecting to be fed and he thought my hand was a rat. And honestly, when he realised that I wasn't his food, he genuinely seemed a bit embarrassed. More than that though, it's an aura that he has, which I realise sounds a bit vague, but we felt it as soon as we met him. And I think even the reptile courier who delivered him felt it, because when she handed him over, she said, "He's beautiful," with such conviction. There's just something really soft and gentle about him. And how do you measure smartness in a snake? Sonny's prodigious intelligence shines through in his stealthy hunting technique. When we dangle a defrosted rat at one end of his vivarium, he'll emerge from his hide at the other end and very slowly, very carefully make his way towards the target, using every inch of cover available to him so that his prey doesn't know that he's coming. His prey is dead, of course, but he's not to know that. My wife thinks that he knows he's orange, which isn't a great colour to be from a camouflage perspective, and that's why he's extra careful. Here's another example of something he did which I thought was really clever. Last weekend, I shot a video with Lulu and Carney, and I spent about 2 hours getting the room ready, setting up the lights, and then finally making the film. By the time I finished, he was out of his hide, definitely expecting food. I'm pretty sure that if we sat right outside his vivarium and really noisily did a jigsaw, I found a corner piece. Oh, I found part of the kitten's elbow. He might poke his head out of his hide and have a look and go, they're just doing a jigsaw. And then he'd go back in and go to sleep. But he weighed all the information he had at his disposal and came to the conclusion that all this activity was snake related. It's unlikely that he would have seen the other 2 snakes because the filming goes on at the other end of the room. He might have tasted them with his tongue, I suppose, but I thought that was pretty smart. Sunny is very shy, and not much less so now than when we first got him. He's the only one of our 3 snakes who never voluntarily comes out of his vivarium. There are videos online about socialising a snake, but there's no absolute consensus on the best way to do it. Animal behaviourist and reliable source of information Laurie Torini says you should never take a snake out of their hide. That's their safe place and you should respect that. Bob Bledsoe from Green Room Pythons, whose opinion I also value, says you shouldn't do it too often, but it's okay to do it sometimes. I want to respect Sunny's space, but the problem is if we didn't take him out of his hide, we wouldn't take him out at all because he's nearly always in his hide. We've gone through different phases in the time that we've had him. At one point, I was taking him out on a frequent basis, not for too long at a time, but quite often in the hope that he would get used to it. Then I started worrying that maybe I was imposing myself on him too much, so I stopped doing that. And then I think we left him alone too much, so he got unused to interacting. Recently, we've swung back towards taking him out a bit more, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, just for short periods. And I think he is getting more comfortable with being handled again. The thing that I'm hoping will make a major difference, though, is that we've just bought him a much bigger vivarium. He's not in it yet, because it's going to be bioactive and we're still acquiring all the things that we need to set it up. But once he's in there, he'll have a lot more space, lots of different places to hide. And I'm pretty optimistic that having the extra room and a more stimulating environment will encourage him to come out a bit more. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. So, that's our boy Sunny. He's sweet, smart, shy, and lots of other things besides. He's a multifaceted fellow. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see other videos about the personalities of our other 2 snakes, let me know in the comments. And shy. Shy.